Greetings and welcome to the Caregiver Coalition of San Diego Lunch and Learn webinar. My name is Matthew Parcasio. I'm the Caregiver Programs Coordinator at Aging and Independence Services, a division of the County of San Diego Health and Human Services Agency. I will be your host on behalf of the Caregiver Coalition of San Diego. It represents the community efforts of a diverse group of agencies, private, public, professional, nonprofit, and for-profit that serve family caregivers caring for loved ones. Our collective mission is one of support, education, and advocacy for caregivers in San Diego County. I will be recording today's webinar for future viewing, and for past Lunch and Learn webinars can be found on our website at www.caregivercoalitionsd.org. Thank you for joining today's webinar. Today, we are pleased to have Cindy Sawyer, who will be talking about creating a safer home. Cindy has been with Lifeline for over 15 years, and through that has developed a passion for serving the senior community. She is currently a member of the San Diego County Fall Prevention Task Force and Speakers Bureau, chair of the Caregiver Coalition of San Diego, and member of the Speakers Bureau, NORCAN, the North County Action Network for Seniors and Adults with Disabilities, serving on the steering committee. Cindy lives in North County as a proud grandmother and former caregiver for her mom. There will be time for question and answer at the end of the webinar. And if you have any questions, please click on the message button and type it in your question in the chat. And also, currently, please click on the mute button so we can ensure that Cindy's presentation goes smoothly without much background noise. Now it's my pleasure to welcome Cindy.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us. And if you just give me a moment to set everything up. And here we go. Okay, so as Matthew said, I am a member of the San Diego County Fall Prevention Task Force. Just with a show of hands, how many of you even know that the county has such a task force? So not very many. So that goes to show you what a huge problem falls are for seniors and those with disabilities. So how many of you are afraid of falling? Again, just with a show of hands, actually fear falling. Okay, I definitely see some hands. So I'm going to do a little demonstration or talk about a demonstration to show you what the fear of falling actually does. So if we're out in the woods and there's a babbling brook, just a couple inches high, and a plank of wood going across that brook, and you ask me to walk across that plank, well, I could do so with ease and confidence, and I very, very gingerly walk across that plank of wood. Now you tell me to come back, same plank of wood, but you tell me there's 6 hungry crocodiles snapping at me. So am I going to walk the same way I did the first time? No, something is different. My body is going to be tight and guarded. I will have tightened every muscle in my body, and I am going to be on my tippy toes because I'm walking so guarded. And we know we don't have good balance on our tippy toes. So the fear did that. Is the fear really in the water or the crocodiles, or is the fear up in my head? So we know it's up in our head. So our goal today is to help us all get rid of some of the crocodiles. So the statistics tell us that seniors fall more. Things are changing as we grow older that we can't do anything about. They just happen naturally. So that's why we say that as we get older and we need to change our behavior to allow for the changes that are naturally going on in our life. And they include balance and mobility, medical conditions, medicine, vision, and of course our environment, which we're going to talk more about. So we know that certain conditions can increase your risk for falling. Especially things like diabetes, which creates neuropathy, numbness and tingling in your feet, which of course makes it difficult to walk on your feet. Arthritis, stiff bones, blood pressure, heart issues can cause dizziness, So having a medical condition can increase your risk of falling. And of course, with that comes medications that you take for those conditions, which we also know can have can increase your risk for falling. Just them being natural in themselves, how they act can cause side effects, but sometimes how they interact with each other also can increase risk for falling. So I'm going to talk about my mom a little bit when I give some examples, and it's okay. I have her permission. So my mom has high blood pressure. Part of her treatment for high blood pressure is a diuretic, a pill that you take to relieve your fluids. And they can put those two medications into one pill. So great. So my mom started complaining about going to the bathroom during the night. And we made an appointment with her physician for a medicine check, a once a year medicine check where we bag up everything that she takes. And that includes over the counter, natural, organic, holistic, anything that you ingest or use to benefit your health. You need to discuss with your doctor, because some of those things don't mix well with maybe your prescription medications. So in my mom's case, we bagged everything up, went to the doctor, reviewed everything. Well, guess what time of day she's taking her blood pressure pill with the diuretic? I'm sure you're all guessing, dinner time, right? And of course, the pill is working fine. That's why she's going to the bathroom during the night. So in our case, it was a quick fix. They separated the two pills so she could take the blood pressure pill on schedule and then the diuretic in the morning. Now, so much of fall prevention and a safe home is just good old common sense. If you know you're going to be out doing errands for the day, you don't want to take a pill that the side effects make you sleepy or dizzy. So using good common sense really goes a long way in being safe in your home. We know that medications cause different side effects, dizziness, racing heart, confusion, tiredness. So again, just using some common sense and recognizing the side effects goes a long way in fall prevention. And some of you might be recommended to use assisted devices, canes, walkers, wheelchairs. So you want to make sure they fit properly. They're not too tall or too small. You're not bending over a walker, and don't be like my mom. She used to lift it up and carry it with her. So that didn't necessarily help keep her safe. They're made for you to use, to help you. So you want to make sure you use those. And same thing with your shoes. I always like to recognize good shoes and bad shoes. You want to stay away from flip-flops or things that you can get rugs and things caught under. A good protective shoe that fits you right is important. And then part of fall prevention has to do with your senses, vision, hearing. So you want to make sure you get yearly exams for eyes and hearing, and really very important is lighting. You want to make sure that you always have proper lighting for whatever room that you're in. And it's wonderful now, there's so many great products that you can walk through your house and not even touch a light switch. My house is very long. My TV room is on one end and my bedroom is on the other. And the way that I light my way through is to have motion sensor night lights throughout my house so that it lights the way as I walk. Something I highly recommend for those of you that get up during the night to go to the bathroom, as well as lighting is very important. Okay, and then exercise, 30 minutes more, a couple of times a week is highly recommended, goes a long, long way in recovering from a fall. Or if you have to get up from the fall, if you had to crawl across your room, just strengthening your arms or just your legs will really benefit you and help you in that. I can't emphasize that enough. And that's 30 minutes above and beyond your normal activity. Not my mom's idea of exercise was a brisk walk around the kitchen. No, we need something a little bit more than that. And I know the county has wonderful Tai Chi programs that you can do. So highly recommend some exercise. Even if you hate exercise, if while you're watching TV, you took a can of soup and you strengthen your arms and you did the same thing with your legs, that would be huge in recovering from a fall. Okay, so those are the basics of fall prevention, except for home safety, which I want to spend a little bit more time on. So I'm going to take this opportunity, if there are any questions about what I covered so far. Any so far? Let's see. Okay. All right, so now we're going to talk about home safety. And as we do this, I want you all to think about your own environment, specifically your house, your rooms, and if you have a particular rough spot in your area, I'd like you to, let's talk about it. So wait a minute. Okay, 1 second. Just get to that other screen. This is the same. Let me. Sorry. I'm not seeing my other. Hang on 1 second. Sorry. Okay. Sorry. Okay, can everybody see that?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So how we're going to start is I want you to get to your house, drive there, walk there, as if you were just entering your home. So go to the path that you use, whether it's through the garage, around the front door. And I want everybody to picture, do they have a safe pathway to get to that doorway, to get to your front door? Okay, and if there's any obstacles, we can talk about it. You shouldn't have to go duck under bushes or walk around trash cans. If you're using assisted devices, you want to make sure that you can navigate them clearly. So everybody get to your front door. I want you to open the door, and hopefully there are no throw rugs there. Anybody have a throw rug? Can do a show of hands. Throw rugs are something that we talk about in every room of the house. There's two kinds. There's the good kind and the bad kind. The good kind means that they don't move when you step on them. They have grippers underneath, and the bad kind slide like a piece of paper on a table moving around. So any room in your house, you want to make sure that you have the good ones. So let's start in the bedroom. And this is the time, please feel free to unmute yourself and we can have an open conversation. What is wrong with this? How about number one? What do you think they're showing there? Does anybody want to take a guess?
The chair's too close to the doorway.
Correct. The chair is way too close to the doorway, especially somebody using a walker would have difficulty navigating that. How about number two?
Something to slip on.
Yeah, you can trip over that on the floor.
Correct. Excellent. You can trip over that. So here's a case of a bad throw rug. You can see that would easily slide. And shoes, you want to get into a routine and find a place to park things like that, so that you don't keep them in the middle of the floor. You know where they are when you need them. And how about number three?
I think it's pointing to the plant, and the plant can be knocked over very easily. You'll have, the soil everywhere, and now you have a mess and a slip hazard on the floor.
Correct. So this falls under the category of clutter. Clutter can be anywhere. We even have personal clutter like this. just too much stuff in my hands that if I had to stumble, I have nothing left to help myself recover from a fall. So clutter is important for ladies. I always recommend the crossbody purses so you have your hands free. When you go shopping or you go out running errands, take a tote bag with you that when you do get out of the car, you can put everything in the tote bag and have one thing to carry, crossbody purse for the ladies and a free hand to navigate yourself. So clutter, yes, if something were to fall on the floor during the night, you wouldn't remember it, you could step on it and fall. And, you know, you really should keep that area clear for important things, you know, maybe a phone or more stuff like that. All right, so this is the room all cleaned up. And you can see it's a lot tidier. There's no hazards in front of the door, clear walkway. Look at the shoes are parked. Any questions on that room?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so as we go into the next room, I want you to picture yourself walking into the room at your house and to make sure that there's no hazards along the way, no cords out. Again, throw rugs could be everywhere, and that you're not having to walk sideways to get into a room. Okay, so here's a room that needs improvement. So number one, anybody want to take a guess?
Oh,
Besides the fact that knitting is almost a lost art.
Throw rug?
The throw rug, most definitely. And even though it's a rug on top of a rug, it still creates a huge hazard, almost even more so because you can really get your feet wrapped up in it, as well as if you're using any kind of assisted device. So number one, they're showing you again, clutter, things on the floor, you know, especially as your vision maybe starts to fail. A lot of us are starting to experience cataracts that can change the vision that we're used to. And little things like that can create a fall hazard. And number two, I'm going to breeze through a little quicker because I want to make sure I get to every room. Number two, this also can be applied to any room of the house. We have cords everywhere because we need to charge our wireless things. So as crazy as that sounds, we do have more cords than ever. So I recommend a little charging station behind a piece of furniture where the cords are behind the furniture, kind of a central place to do that. So let's take a look at this room. Much better, much tidier, no rug, with the same knitting basket, but it's up on a little stool, much easier to navigate. Okay, so the bathroom. On a good day, the bathroom is a wet and slippery place. So we have to use extra caution in this room. So what's missing here? What's obviously missing from here? Anybody?
Toilet paper holder,
Pardon? Can you say again?
like a bar.
Right. Anything to hold on to. Correct.
no grab bars.
No grab bars.
No
All
grab
right.
bars.
How many of you have grab bars in your bathroom? Most of you? Highly recommended. Highly recommended. You can actually use them in various places in your house. Anywhere you have, like getting from your garage to your house, if you have stairways, there's perfect place for a grab bar. But the bathroom especially. Now, years ago, you know, we have our toilet paper holder and our towel rack. Those are not strong enough to hold weight, and you learn those the hard way. But they do now make grab bars and toilet paper holders that are functionally made to hold the toilet paper and the towel, but also are grab bars. And so they're much prettier, they're hidden, you don't even realize it. So there are now functional grab bars that can be hidden into a bathroom just by what is the purpose of it. Also in the shower itself, the bathroom, the bathtub, you can have a shower seat there, which is a huge assistance if you have difficulty standing for long periods of time to wash your hair. You can really sit there and enjoy it. You can use a handheld shower head to really navigate yourself very easily and safely. This rug is terrible. This rug would definitely slip if you were to slide out on it. So you want to have the good kind in there. You know, there's lots of things that you can do to improve this room. Also lighting. Now, like I said, the motion sensor lights, again, I highly recommend those, but they even make lights for the inside of the toilet, and you can change the color to make it the real throne that it is. So there are lots of things, a walk around, either a medical supply store or the Home Depot, the lighting section, you'll find all kinds of things that could help you. I do not, and I'll emphasize, I do not recommend suction cupped grab bars. They are not safe and they will not last, and they end up being a fall hazard. Depending on where you live in the county, there are a couple of agencies that will come and assess your house, your bathroom, and provide and install grab bars at no charge. And in some areas that would be Jewish Family Services, and other areas it would be Interfaith. So you should definitely look into that. I highly recommend that you really improve the safety in the bathroom. So look at this room now. So everything that we just talked about, you have grab bars to help you when you get up from the toilet, you have a night light, the bath mats removed, and lots of assistive equipment in the shower. Also too, you can get a high-rise toilet seat, or you can get an extension to add on top of the toilet seat that adds a few inches. And that's a game changer to anyone who has arthritis in your knees. If you struggle to stand up, it really takes a lot of pressure off. It makes, especially with a grab bar, it makes it very easy to get up and down. Any questions in the bathroom? If you have a particular obstacle or hazard in your house that I haven't addressed, please feel free to bring it up, and I'd be glad to talk about it and help you work it out. Okay. All right. So here we are now. Let's walk to your bedroom. Clear path, everyone. No obstacles. All right. So anybody want to guess what's wrong? Let's pick number 4, something we haven't touched on yet. Any guesses?
Something to trip on.
Something to trip on. It wasn't pointing out that this bed wasn't made according to our mother's specifications, but yes, these bed sheets loose like this create a huge fall hazard. Something we don't always think about. So a tidy bed, everything tucked in, would be a lot safer, especially in this case, this person's using a walker, and it's very easy to get those legs wrapped up in them. And well, what's wrong with number 1?
Walker should be next to the bed.
Excellent. Not only next to the bed, but let's talk about exactly where. You want to have it in the lower section of the bed, facing turned around different from how it is. Mm-hmm. So theoretically, if you were laying on your bed, you sat up, you swiveled to put your legs dangling, you should be able to reach towards the end of the bed to bring your assistive equipment to you, whether it's a cane or a walker. So you don't ever get out of bed without having that assistive device to use. My mom, for example, again, in one of her trips to the bathroom, she had that kind of walker, not the kind with the seat and the brakes, and her knees were so bad, she used it incorrectly and put too much weight on it and ended up pushing it across the floor. And there she sat and laid there for 7 hours until help came. And this is the time that I recommend to you all to think about a medical alert button. It's a way to get help no matter where you are in and around your home. And you're probably saying, well, didn't Cindy's mom have a medical alert button? Yes, she did. And it was very safe on her night table. So there's a lot of struggle with getting people to accept wearing a button like that. But in my mom's case, that getting that help quickly would have changed the outcome of her fall, which was to sell her house, and she had to go into assisted living, changing the plan she had for herself to where she wanted to age. So the ability to get help quickly for any situation, it doesn't have to be a fall, can really help you become and be more independent in your home. So, all right, I think we covered everything on this. Let's take a look at it all cleaned up. Okay, so here's where I say the assisted device is more towards the end of the bed, so you can straddle yourself and bring it towards you. No cords. appropriate lighting, no clutter, nice and tidy bed sheets. I'm going to use this opportunity to do another example that I use. I have what's called a sleigh bed. It's a wooden frame that comes out like this, and it sticks out from the bed. And every time I walk around the bed, I get my leg in it and I get a big bruise from it. So for years, I've had this bed for years. I walk around my bed with my arm like this to give me an arm's length around my bed. And if I don't, I'm going to hit it and get a bruise because the blankets cover the frame. So this is an example of how you can change a behavior, do something different to protect yourself and create a safer environment in a situation where you can't make a change. An elevated concrete outside your front door may be difficult to navigate, but you know it's there. You'll just navigate it a little slower. You'll take your time and you'll use common sense to get around it. We can't prevent every dangerous situation, but we can certainly be better prepared for them. All right. So stairs, if any of you have stairs, again, this clutter is huge. Now we can put lighting everywhere, no handrail. This is a real dangerous situation. So if any of you do navigate stairs, this is how it should look, tidy. And now this, let's see, this particular slide was done before we had stick-on, motion censored, battery operated, and solar lighting. So there's a lot of great lighting opportunities that we have now for a stairway like this, or maybe a dark room entranceway or dark hallway that we can really make that brighter, which would really, really help. Okay, so let me get back to my other. That is basically the ins and outs of the home safety. If those of you that I'd like to mention also, if you're navigating garages and you walk through a garage to get to inside your home, to be careful of the grease on the garage floor. If you track that into your home, you can easily bring that in and it becomes slippery. So that's just another area. I think, yeah, here we go. So I want to thank you all for being here today. And I really hope that I helped to get rid of the crocodiles across your brook, and that you have a nice clear path to a safe home and a safe life. And let me just, if there's any questions or comments, well, I just provide a little humor, because, you know, what's life without a little humor? We all see the cartoons about falling and we think it's not going to be us, but the sad thing is we can't predict a fall. The only thing we can do is be prepared. And I hope I helped you with that today. So if there's any questions or comments, if not, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Cindy. Yes. Are there any questions for Cindy right now? We have a little time. Yep.
Do you want to talk about safe kitchens?
Yes, I'm sorry, my slide didn't have one for kitchens. And okay, so again, that's clutter. Most of you might have lived in your home for 20 years. And you might not be those same people you were when you moved in. So that's a great area to start and make it accessible for the person that you are now. And that would include things like going through the cabinets and maybe putting the things you use most frequently at an accessible height. I like things higher up because I'm tall. Somebody shorter might want something lower. So you want to get rid of the clutter. You might have every holiday decorations and dishes in there that you don't use anymore. So clean it out, make it accessible for who you are today. And again, that's a really big area for clutter. You know, you drop a can on your foot, it's very, very painful. And let me just take a minute and also talk about pets. If you have pets, you want to make sure that you have some kind of to absorb the dribbles mat so it doesn't get all over the floor. I keep my pet dishes in an area of the house that I don't walk through all the time. So because pets do dribble. If you find that your vision's bad and maybe you're tripping over pets so they're getting in the way, I suggest a bell around the neck. If there's toys, grandkids' toys, pet toys, get a basket, or you have people come to your home and they take their shoes off and they leave them at the front door. Put a basket there so they're all in a place and there's no trip hazard. And all of these things that we talked about, if there's a place that you go to regularly, a family member or a friend, take this advice and apply it there as well, because nobody wants you to fall in their home. They want you to be safe. There's lots more to talk about. You know, in 30 minutes, it's a little bit difficult. I hope I did my best to present the things you can apply to every room of your house.
You certainly did, Cindy. Thank you again, and such great information. And we hope that you all benefited from today's webinar. And thank you so much for attending the Caregiver Coalition of San Diego webinar Lunch and Learn workshop. Again, you can visit us on our website at caregivercoalitionsd.org. Follow us on our Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, or you can email us at info@caregivercoalition@gmail.com for information on the Caregiver Coalition of San Diego, our monthly meetings, our upcoming caregiver conferences, and webinars just like this. So thank you again to Cindy Sawyer, and we appreciate your attendance, and we hope to see you at the next Lunch and Learn webinar. Thank you, and bye-bye for now.
Thank you.